Hey guys, Robert from Quick Games here. Just had a quick video I want to share with you all in and around dungeon mastering. This was a really cool encounter that we did, and the concept is really simple. The idea is you have spawn points set on your map. This is for your Dungeons and Dragons game, and we head into this encounter. The spawn points are known, and what happens is the spawn points spawn really weak creatures. Every turn, there's creatures coming out from each of these spawn points, and they're just slowly encompassing and enveloping and trying to attack and take over your heroes. Now these creatures are really weak. They'll take one hit to take down. It's just you have the sheer number of them. So that's the combat idea for an encounter. I want to kind of show you how this went down in one of our encounters. The best creature I could think of that would do this kind of onslaught are spiders. Now there are a couple different sizes of spiders that you get if you do the figures in Dungeons and Dragons, the official figures. This is a huge fiendish spider, uh, way too big for what I needed. Plus, I need a ton of these things. There's a large, they have large size spiders. This is a large monstrous spider. Um, I ended up actually using a few of these in the encounter, but what I actually really needed was just a whole bunch of really cheap figures that I could use. And what I found is actually pretty cool. These are little spiders that you can get at a dollar store. I actually got these at a party store, and what they are, they're like little decorations for cupcakes or a cake or something that you'd be doing for like a Halloween type of thing, and they're dirt cheap. You can get packs of these. It's like a couple hundred of them for like a few bucks. And then I had this whole mass of spiders that were at my disposal as a dungeon master. And then the other thing I had, and I think you should, as a good dungeon master, have a few sets of these around. These are little glass beads. Let me get it on camera there. Little glass beads that you put, like, say, in the bottom of vases. Um, to hold the vase down and kind of stick your flowers into. But I use these as little pockets, the spawning points for the spiders. They put a little cluster of them together. It kind of looks like a bunch of egg sacs that are clustered together where the spiders come from. Now, let me kind of describe how this encounter went down. It's pretty cool, actually. Um, so the heroes they first came into the town from the outskirts, and there was nobody around. There was a bunch of farmsteads that were empty. They couldn't find any people around, so they went into one of the houses, and they went into the upper level of the house, and one of the characters fell through to the bottom floor. And then, unbeknownst to them, at the bottom floor, there were these in the corners of the cellar room were the different um, egg clusters, and then spiders started spawning from that location. And very quickly, the heroes learned that they couldn't attack the spawned spiders coming at them individually. It's much too hard to do. They would cut swaths through them, and as soon as they would kill off a batch of them, there would be another kind of onslaught of these spiders crawling in there. And what the wizard ended up doing, this is pretty smart from him. He started using fire and spread range spells. My players ended up burning down the whole house. I mean, that's just how my players roll, and that was one way that worked actually exceptionally well. But it was a lot of fun to do it. So when the heroes went in to the upper floor, one of the other heroes fell down, and so basically the encounter was the other players in the game trying to cut little pieces, cut a path through these spiders that were everywhere, get their hero back and get him back to safety, and then they end up burning down the whole house. So this, and it actually used a few of the larger spiders. The This is the large monster spider, and these guys had special abilities where they could either web or jump attack at different heroes, just kind of mix up the combat a little bit, and also gave kind of a central target for some of our ranged players to strike at and take down. Ended up being just a really great and fun scenario altogether. Now, for some of the rules for like this mass of creatures coming at them, I would basically I would just kind of eyeball how many spiders were around a hero. Um, Roll a die in aggregate for that set, and that streamlined the having the really a lot of creatures there. And then the other thing I would do is if a player would cut through a bunch of spiders and they would get massive score on their hit, I would just clear out a little section of spiders for the place that they hit. But it was really hard for them just because the sheer number of them to take them all down, and that's what made this scenario interesting. And we had a lot of fun doing it. They rescued their hero, got him out of there, and then the whole house ended up burning to the ground. So it was a lot of fun to run this, and I'm putting this idea out there because it was a kind of a fun thing for us. This concept of having spawn points kind of situated around and have this onslaught of infinitely spawning creatures until you can either kill the spawn points or find some way to take out the whole mass of them. And anyway, if you like these video, want to see kind of see more of these kind of dungeon mastering types of things, you can find us on Twitter. You can follow us at Crick Games LLC. Like or subscribe to the video on YouTube, and leave some comments if you use this idea in your own game, and you tweak it or you use something kind of cool with it. Leave a comment. Let me know how that went and how it's tweaked. And as always, game on, guys.